Hi guys, back with a new video, and this one we're gonna paint up Reze from Chainsaw Man, and let's just jump into it. And now here I'm using this white ink on the translucent resin. I wanted to make it more like an explosion, so it's more like a smoke. Now I'm gonna go back and forward between the colors. I'm gonna give a couple of layers, so sometimes just cover up some of the paint. I don't really like how it comes out, maybe. You can see it in the video as well, and I'm gonna say it when I'm changing the colors a little bit on it. But for the moment I just want to make this look like a pile of smoke, so just a little bit of white ink on it. So actually this sculpt has two statues, so it's a variant A and variant B. I'm gonna do the 8 here, and the B will be just for the Patreon. So I don't know too much about Chainsaw Man, but I know she transformed into a bomb, so she can explode on the wheel. So we're gonna do her human form, I will say, and the other one I think is the demon form. And here we're gonna use this grayish contrast paint to do the ends of the cloud. So we're gonna make it like an explosion, like I said before. Now if sometimes you don't know how the colors gonna go together, just start somewhere, and you can always cover up a little bit if you don't like something. But always try to test out something new if you're not sure where you're going. And now with the trusty Noom oil, I'm gonna do just the tip of the ends of the smoke, a cloud of smoke or whatever you want to call it. But just make sure you only do the tips. But later on you're gonna see I'm gonna put a little bit more in as well on the middle of the smoke. So I'm gonna put a little bit more Noom oil, but then I ended up not liking it. So I will say just use it on the tip, but this is totally up to you. Now, like I said before, the variant B of this sculpture is when she's transformed into the bomb demon form. So that will be available only for the Patreons. If you like to support me, go check out my Patreons. I have really good things there as well. And that will be just for the Patreons. So I'm not going to move it over to YouTube. Now here I'm going to use this yellow ink, which in the end I don't like it too much. I will try to cover it all up. It's up to you if you want to use it. Again, sometimes to test out paints, how they look, it's good. And now this orange ink, this will be the final color that I'm going to do between the clouds of the explosion. So this is just like to symbolize like a fire or something in the middle. Now I just have a reminder as well. I still have a giveaway statue as soon as we reach the 1000 subscribers. If you're interested in it, if you want to win it, it's Cable from the X-Men. And go and check out the Dante videos, Devil May Cry. Leave a comment, give it a subscribe. And then you have a chance to win it. And then when we reach the 1000 subscribers, I'm gonna pick up somebody randomly, and then I get in contact with you, sending you your statue. Now to make that happen, maybe you want to share it with your friends. And here, like I told you before, I start spraying a little bit of Noom oil all over between the orange ink as well. I didn't like it too much how it came out, so I went back later on and I put a little bit more white ink over it so you don't see it as much. So here, as you can see, I went over with the white just a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't have that recorded. So here I was thinking it's all done, so I did give a clear coat of varnish, a glossy one. But then I'm gonna come back with some more paint and do a little bit more work on it because I'm not happy how it looked when it all dried up in the end. And just as I mentioned it, so I went back here with this black wash and I redone the tips even a little bit more darker. Now here you see them a little bit too dark, but again, once this dries, it's not as dark as you see it now when it's all wet. Now, if I will see that interested in this type of statues, I'm gonna try to make a little bit more of them. At the moment, I'm just testing to see how people react and what they like the most. I was thinking even on my Patreon, when we get a little bit more support over there, then maybe I'm gonna do a voting, so everybody can vote and what will be the next statue. It will be a superhero or it will be an anime or something like that, but we will see in time. If you're interested in that, then go and give it a subscribe to my Patreon and we can make that happen. And again, here I go back a little bit with the orange just to make it in some parts, in the deepest parts of the sculpt, just to make it stand out a little bit more. So this rope over here, I just painted up brown. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It could be something else, but for me it looks like rope, so I just painted up brown. And now here I used this gloss black for the base. You can use just normal black, it doesn't really matter because you don't see it too much. I had some other idea, but in the end I just varnished it up with normal varnish, so again the glossy black will not help. It's up to you. And I used the same glossy black for the rocket head, but again later on I changed my plans, so it doesn't really matter if you use glossy or just simple black. And here I'm gonna use this metal to paint up his gums. And with the deck 10 I'm gonna do his tooth. Now for anyone who's new here, just reminder that I always do give 2 coats to any of my paints. Now the only exception are when I'm doing highlights or when I'm doing shadows, of course. Those will be just 1 coat, but anything that it's a base color, so for example the tooth or the gums or anything else, it's always 2 coats for me, the base color. Layers, no, that's a different story. And now with this base gray, I'm just gonna do all the rocks. And now maybe you noticed that I printed all the small rocks in translucent resin. This is only reason because they have the mail key on them. When you put it in translucent resin, it just looks really ugly if the resin is gray. So here I just put it in translucent resin, painted it up by hand because they're too small. And here I just give a little bit of a color to this rock, so it's not too ugly, too simple, too boring. So I give a purple wash to it, and I come back and do some dry brushing and some highlight. And now with the same exact gray, I'm just gonna do a little bit of a dry brushing on it. Not too much, just to make it look a little bit better. And with this really bright gray, I'm just gonna do a little bit of a highlights on the edges. So this will be more like edge highlight brushing. And now, once the base is all done, I'm applying the base color for the skin. And again, just a quick reminder, I always do 2 coats on the base color. And now, yeah, I start doing some nice shadows on the skin, just to give it a little bit more difference. Now I'm gonna paint up her stockings in a couple of seconds. This is the first time actually I'm painting up stockings, so I'm actually gonna make a video about that as well. But here I'm just gonna do the same thing as I will do to a normal skin, just do all the shadows and all the highlights, just make that skin look a little bit more real. And then I'm gonna come back and do the stockings over the final paint. And now with this spare flash, I'm gonna do some highlights. Now just remember, if you do small mistakes, you can always remove them. And now here I'm gonna mix up around 10 drops of water, 2 drops of the brown, and 4 drops of the black. And I'm gonna add in some alcohol, isoproposal alcohol in it. So gonna put 10 drops of isoproposal alcohol as well, and then just spray it on it. Now it's just a reminder, I put the isoproposal alcohol in it so it evaporates faster, but the paint is thinner. Now more you leave the mixture up, more the alcohol will evaporate eventually. So try to do it as fast as possible. Now here I'm taking a little bit my time, so I didn't realize that the alcohol was evaporating so fast. So in the end it was more paint in it, so you will see at one point it was gonna go really heavy. Now here, actually the stockings came up a little bit darker than I wanted to do it, but actually I like it, so I left it like that. Now I'm gonna do the top part of the stockings, that will be just black. Now with the stockings, it's up to your decision, like what you want it to be, a little bit lighter or a little bit darker. Here the little bit darker went for me really good, I really liked it, so I left it like that. But again, remember, when you do the mixture, if you leave it for too long, the alcohol will evaporate, but then it's just simple, just put some more alcohol back to it to thin it down, and that's it. And now here I start painting up her hair. I'm just gonna do this simple purple, and I'm just gonna do on the front of her hair a couple of fringes that's gonna be a little bit darker, but that's it, nothing too special about her hair. Now I have to say, this figure, it's a 1.9 scale. It's a little bit on the smaller size. I didn't use these scales anymore for a long time, so it was almost like a challenge to go back to smaller scales. Usually I do 1.5 scales, those are a little bit bigger, so the details and everything you can give a little bit more. These ones are a little bit hard to work, but it was really fun. So again, in the future I may do a couple of these here and there. It depends how this video is liked and how you guys like it. And here with this darker purple, I'm just gonna do the tip of her hair. So just a little bit, just give it a little bit of a difference to it. Now I choose this because this is how the artist made on the original sculpt, because this is actually a copy of the original sculpt, but I really like this, so I done it as well. And with this really nice red, I'm gonna paint up her lips. Now first on her eyes I'm gonna do all black. Now with the deck we're gonna do her eyes. And with this really nice green, again, we're just gonna paint up her eyes. Here I just do a quick coat, but again, I'm gonna go back and forward and correcting any mistakes that I do. And here you can see me using a toothpick. This is just to give some details and clean up the mistakes that I did. Her eyes are quite small, but you want to do as much as possible. And with this off-white, almost grayish color, I'm gonna do her shirt. And I'm just gonna do some shadows, and that's it, kinda. And this goes really well, this contrast gray with the off-white that I did on her shirt. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of shadows here. And with this black, I'm gonna do her shoes and her shorts. Now guys, thanks for watching. You made it to the end of the video. I will leave you with some pictures over here. Now just remember, if you learned something, you like the video, give it a subscribe, give it a like. If you have any comments, just leave it down there in the comments below. I'm gonna try to answer them as soon as possible. Share it with your friends, this video. Remember, I have a Patreon if you like to support me there. I have a giveaway as well. Check out the Dante's video. And see you on the next one, and enjoy.